As I'm thinking too much, you guys want to know why these psychopath CEOs don't want us to work from home? Like, of course, it's because they don't want us to feel like we have any more power or say than we do in our little slave position. But you got to look at this as if we're already living in this feudalized state already, this royal empire. CEOs and their giant 60, 70, 80-story buildings, those are their palaces. And everybody that works there is a servant to the palace. The only reason why you don't think you are is because you're getting a salary. You're getting crumbs off of the cake. And if you truly realized how much of a cake there was to eat and how the royalty that gets access to that 99% of the cake can't even properly use it, so they lie and say that they're saving it for kids 8 generations down the line that aren't going to exist, you'll be like, oh, there is enough for all of us to always have what we need to take care of business right now. These people just hoard so much of it to create the illusion of scarcity so we can fight over an imaginary lack of resources and then develop identities by which we hate each other as human beings because we are reacting about not having our needs met, not knowing that the person who's not allowing our needs to be met is the same person who sits at the 80th, 70th, 100th floor of these freaking capitalist industrialized kingdoms. And it's funny because individualism is so rampant in these kingdoms too. You have to play the neurotypical social game, the fake laughing type bullshit to get along in these systems because it's everybody has their own version, their own beliefs, and their own intentions going into this. And the scariest thing is that it's so subliminal, you don't even know. You're just in there playing the social game, hoping that one day it's going to get you validation from the king, who also doesn't give a fuck about you or your humanity. Really sit here and think. Success in this system is not wealth, it's narcissism. If you can be a narcissist that doesn't have to pay the consequences of your exploits, you win the game. And then you create a course to teach people how to do it, and then you build a community to turn it into an echo chamber to force people to do it more. And then you're an MLM scheme. Like, are you sitting here thinking about like our foundational perspective of just success and achievement? It's rooted in just warfare. It's rooted in narcissism. It's rooted in monarchies and like royal hierarchies. None of it has anything to do with this bullshit term that you guys love calling yourselves, American. None of this has to do with the United States of A, bro. That shit was bought out already. And what's even crazier, if you do any research, you'll see that these giant ass corporations that are owned by very few people, very few wealthy people, not only do they use all of us regular people as collateral damage because our votes don't matter, but they also get to participate in our country's democracy as individual human beings, just like the rest of us. Multi-billion-dollar organizations being able to be tracked with the same power as people who don't even make $10 an hour. You're on the same scale. Like, can we wake up to all of the corruption at once? That's all I ask, because I feel like I'm going insane, and I'm not. You guys are just refusing to get here. And maybe it's your life circumstance or your accommodations or your echo chamber that's protecting you. But one day you're going to have to get where I get, and you're going to have to choose insanity, or y'all don't think you're going to be here no more.
And in addition, I think one of the scariest thing about capitalism is how selfish it makes us be. Instead of us as a collective to be thinking about how to dismantle this system where only a few people get to benefit so everybody can benefit, we are all not all of us, I mean, you guys get, I'm not saying everybody thinks this way, but the majority of, people think this way, right? That's why I'm saying we here. And I hope you guys understand, right? So back to what I was saying. Instead of people to be thinking about how to dismantle the system so everybody can, be equally benefiting from our resources, from what the earth has to offer, and all of us can be happy and just live, blissful lives, comfortable lives. People are rather thinking about and obsessing over how they can be part of the 1%ers that are actually holding our resources and exploiting and causing all of our global suffering. And let's not even talk about how this system also creates this idea of worship for these 1%ers of people who are actually the reason behind our misery, the reason behind all of this, constant suffering. Like, it's crazy because you have people who hold these billionaires in this high esteem, and they in a way, can I even say, idolize these people. Like, these people are the reason why our world is the way it is right now. These people are the reason why life is so hard. We live in a world where nature has blessed us all with everything that we could possibly need and more to live happy, comfortable lives. But we have one group of people, which is 1% of the entire world's population, who have decided that they want to be the ones who own these things and control just how much we can get and at what point we can get these things. They are the reason why life is so hard. Nature has given us everything that we need. It's not supposed to be this difficult, but because of their greed and because of this system of capitalism, it's so difficult because they are the ones controlling. And then we worship these people while they are making our lives so miserable. It's just like a very crazy system. It's just like, it's insane what's going on here. Like, we have bought so deeply into this idea of capitalism, this system of capitalism, that we don't even see something wrong with the system. In my country, Nigeria, for example, everybody are either thinking about how to be the next Dangote or how to marry their daughter to Dangote, but nobody's thinking about how is it that we have only a handful of Dangotes on the continent? How is it that, we are just so much, but only few people like this get to enjoy life? We are all supposed to be enjoying life. How is it that the majority of us are broke, but a handful of people are the ones who are just out here, enjoying the riches of this world? Like, it's so unfair. Life is not supposed to be this hard. We are not supposed to be fighting ourselves for things that are supposed to all be available to us like this. We are not supposed to be living, this hard life. Like, it's so unfair, really, when you think about it, because it's only the human race that lives like this. If you look at all the other plants and animals on this planet, they are the ones who are actually enjoying life if you really look at it. Also, on the other hand, though, we have to pay for everything. We're constantly working, and it's almost as if we came to this life to come and walk and walk. Like, this is why I tell people, like, nobody can convince me otherwise. Our pre-colonial ancestors lived better lives than we did, because for one, they were not working this everyday 9 to 5 that we are doing for no reason. That we do these 9 to 5s even and we have nothing to show for it, because cost of living is so expensive. Like, the entire system is so messed up. No. See, you can't even afford housing, all of this extra stuff, constantly working, having to deal with depression, anxiety, and all of the other stuff that we deal with today. They didn't have to deal with any of this. But of course, because we live in apartment now, when we have running water, we think, and electricity and the internet, we think, oh, we are living far more better lives than they lived. No, nobody can convince me that we are living better. We are in a very, very bad situation right now. Yes, we have modern technologies to enjoy, but if you compare what we are giving or what we are losing or what we are letting go of to get these things, that hell, we don't even get to even enjoy these things the majority of time. You pay for your home, you go to work, you spend how many hours out during the day? You rent an apartment, and then you don't even stay that much in your apartment because you are how many hours out of the house, working, so you can pay for this apartment that you barely even live in, because the only time you are here is when you are sleeping at night or preparing to go to work in the morning. Like, our ancestors enjoy very simple lives. They did what they wanted to do when they wanted to do them. They had the option of, choice in the matter. They didn't have anybody on their heads, talking about, oh, if you don't do this month, we are going to be let out of your apartment. Like, honestly, when I ponder on it, the conclusion is our ancestors had the best life as well. Our ancestors had the best life. They were doing things at their pace. They were living very simple lives, and they, they were peaceful. They were enjoying nature. They, everybody had access to these things. It wasn't hoarded by one group of people. So literally anybody can tap in and get what they want and leave the rest for, whoever wants to come next. And, nature even self had the opportunity to breathe, because we didn't have this industrial stuff going on where they're constantly tapping into her, wanting to extract everything that she has to offer, which is one group of it. That's the crazy part. They're extracting all of these things, and it's not like they're extracting them to share to everybody. They're extracting them so that they can hoard them and then give it out, like, at very, very tiny quantity to people, so that they can make all of this profit from things that doesn't even belong to them. Like the monopolistic nature of things is just insane. Imagine individuals owning mines. Imagine individuals owning refineries and stuff. It's crazy. I don't know. I feel like I've been going on and on, and I'm probably not even being coherent right now, but hopefully you guys can make some sense of all of this. And I cannot wait to hear what you guys think. I'll see you guys in the comment section, and of course, as always, in the next video.